Do you know that in New York City, there is a 24-hour workday? I didn't either, but let's talk about it. So, home care workers, mostly women of color, have been working literal 24-hour shifts. And it is a crime on many levels because not only is it a labor rights violation, but also it's a wage theft violation because they aren't even paid for all 24 hours that they're working in these ridiculously long shifts. And of course, follow the money. Insurance companies, the home care agencies, and politicians have all teamed up to make sure this continues because they're making so much money off of exploiting these workers. But let me have some people who are more on the ground tell you directly about it in their own words.
Here in progressive sanctuary New York City, women of color home attendants are forced to work 24-hour workdays for days on end. They're caring for sick, elderly, disabled patients who depend on round-the-clock care to survive. So they lift patients to help them use a toilet, bathe them, cook for them, feed them, do everything for them, all with very little or no rest. It's really difficult and necessary work, and everywhere else in the country, it's split into shifts of 8 or 12 hours. So why in New York City do we have 24-hour work days?
There are 360,000 home attendants in New York City. Many of them work 24-hour workdays. I personally spoken to over 100 of those predominantly women workers. And they're now disabled themselves. They can lift heavy things. They're experiencing chronic insomnia. And in the end, they themselves are turned into patients. Many of them also suffer from depression, from simply not spending enough time with, their families. Their family relations are completely broken. Imagine, working like 4 days, 5 days, and going like that for like 8 years. To force thousands of workers like that into 24-hour workdays is a crime against humanity.
24-hour workdays are systemic and racist violence. It's common sense that this practice shouldn't exist. Unfortunately, insurance and home care agencies continue this practice because they are profiting off of it by breaking the law and only paying home care workers for 13 hours of their wages out of the 24 hours that they work.
Women of color, workers, are leading a multiracial and multi-generational movement for justice. Come join us October 18th at noon at City Hall. We can't allow the 24-hour workday to continue to exist here in New York City or anywhere else.
Adrienne Adams. Where do I fucking begin? Adrienne Adams is the first Black woman speaker of the city council. She could have already ended the 24-hour workday. But the cries and pleas of women of color workers, Black and brown immigrant women, has fallen on deaf ears. Instead of bringing the No More 24 Act, a bill that would ban this practice, up for a vote, she blocks it. She blocks the bill that would give women back their lives. One more day of delay is one more ruined life from the 24-hour workday. Adrienne Adams is a criminal. She's a lackey for insurance companies who are robbing women of their wages, their health, their lives, their families.
So now that you know that it's happening, on the 18th of October, there will be an action at City Hall against it. And also, there are plenty of other steps you can take and follow the website below in order to take those steps. And let's get these people some of the rights they deserve. And remember, what we allow to happen to people who have it worse than us will eventually happen to us if we don't stand up for them. Fight hard out there.